Hey, this is Emily from WP Fusion. In this video, we're going to talk about how you can connect Gravity Forms to all your favorite CRMs. So when people submit a Gravity Form to you, you can apply tags to their user in your CRM conditionally based on fields, if a purchase is successful, if a quiz is passed or failed, all kinds of things. So the WP Fusion Gravity Forms integration can do a lot of things. I'm going to talk about some honorable mentions first, and then I'm going to talk about 3 key features that WP Fusion and Gravity Forms have to offer, but there's way more than 3 features. The first honorable mention is quizzes. If you're running a quiz through Gravity Forms, WP Fusion integrates with that to control things like the score total, passing that data to the CRM, and thus the CRM, like ActiveCampaign, can run campaigns based on what the quiz score total is, things like that. Also, if you happen to be running a CRM that has the deals feature of sales pipelines, there's more integration on a deeper level where you can quantify the value of forms submitted in order to control what's going on in your deals pipelines over in those CRMs. We're not going to be talking about that today though, but the ability to control the value of forms that are submitted to you and thus contact values in those CRMs of how much a lead is worth, how much a contact is worth, that is a really cool feature. But diving in to the 3 main features we're going to talk about today, we're going to talk about feeds, how when someone submits a Gravity Form, WP Fusion can send that data to your CRM and do other things. But we're also going to talk about how you can autofill forms in Gravity Forms from data in the CRM. And lastly, we're going to talk about conditional logic and how you can display fields depending on if certain conditions are met within the CRM. So you can say only display this field if the contact has this tag in the CRM. Only display the field how did you like this course if the contact has the purchased the course tag. Something like that. So let's talk about those 3 things. So the first one is the feeds feature. So if I go to forms and I edit one of my forms, jumping into the settings, we'll have WP Fusion automatically enabled for us. And what these feeds do is they allow us to map items from the fields in our form into our CRM. So there's meta fields in WordPress. There's also form fields. I don't know if I had any fields in this form. And forgive my Gravity Forms styling. This is my field 1. I'm not creative enough right now to come up with a field name, but just showing you how this works. If we jump into the feeds, we have field 1 as a form field that we can map into our CRM. I'm using ActiveCampaign in this example, but we can also use information like the IP address of the user if we wanted to map that, if we're collecting that somehow. But all of this meta information can be mapped over to the CRM as well. And we can also apply tags to a user when they submit a form. So we can start a sequence or add them to a list. I'm using ActiveCampaign, so I can add them to a list, like a marketing list, and then start marketing to them. Or maybe this is a purchase form that I have a payment on, and then that enrolls them in a course or something. And then I now want to put them off the marketing list. So maybe we'll apply a tag, remove from marketing list. The CRM takes care of that. And then we add them to the customers list to remarket more products to them. Stuff like that. You can also start an auto login session after a user submits a form. This is something we talked about in a previous video about auto logins, so be sure to check that out if you want to learn more about that. But that's basically how feeds work, is after a form is submitted, certain events can happen. Things can be mapped, or fields can be mapped to your CRM, tags can be added, lists can be started, and the CRM can take things from there. So those are feeds. The second thing we could talk about is conditional logic. So when we're building our forms in Gravity Forms, there's the option for conditional logic here at the bottom. So let me add a field that supports conditional logic. So if I add a single line text field, I want to enable conditional logic for this field. I can say show the field if ActiveCampaign tag. So my screen is a little bit crowded. My text size is a little large, but we can say if field 1 which is this one right here, is a certain value. So if field 1 is, I should imagine this probably is a more realistic example. Let me see. So if I add a field, I could say I could do a number field. How many courses do you want? So we'll say, how many courses do you want to buy? So this is a number. And then I want to show this field if the number is greater than 1. So if the number is greater than 1, this field might be like, how many courses do you want to buy? Something like that. That's how conditional logic works in general, where we can show fields if a different field has a certain value. But what WP Fusion adds is it can say, if a user has a tag in ActiveCampaign, I want to show this field. So I can say, if you've purchased the Soulmate course, which is something from my previous video, if you have that tag, I want to show this field. And maybe this field would be, what would it be like? What did you think of the Soulmate course? Or like, have you been able to find your soulmate? I don't know. Whatever the field is, it can display based on whether a user has or does not have a tag in the CRM. So if you don't have a tag, I would maybe ask a survey question or something like that. That's just the functionality of how the product works. You can kind of imagine that into your own business model of how you would want to ask certain questions or not ask certain questions in your Gravity forms, depending on the data you've collected so far from your users. But yeah, that's functionally how that works. So that's conditional logic, and that's feeds. Let's talk about the last feature, or the last feature I'm going to show in the video, which is how you can autofill fields based on information in the CRM. So let me close this out. I don't want to finish that. So let's say, how many courses do you want to buy? That doesn't feel like a good field to autofill. You say, what is your name? That's relatively simple because we can use WordPress meta information for that. But let's see, what would be information that we could gather from the CRM? If we're imagining this as like an online course website, we could say like, have you done a course with us before? Have you done a course with us before? Question mark. And this is a number field, so let me change that. Single line text, or maybe, yeah, I'll just leave it open-ended. So that's our field. Let's delete this one. Have you done it? Why isn't it working? There it goes. Have you done a course with us before? This is the field that I want to autofill with data from my CRM. In this case, ActiveCampaign. Let's talk about how we will do that. The cool thing about autofilling data is that we can go to Settings, WP Fusion, and see what the meta fields are, our contact fields. We can see here, this is Google Analytics stuff, LearnDash stuff. I should have ActiveCampaign items here. So we have previous email address, profile display name, user capabilities. These are WordPress items, WP Fusion items, LearnDash items, additional items. So ActiveCampaign list, WP last active. So I can add new meta keys and line these up to information in my CRMs. So if I go to ActiveCampaign, I'll edit a contact and add a field. So if we manage the fields in ActiveCampaign, these are the fields available within an email to personalize it. Sure. Is this unique to a contact? Yes. Does this describe an action, interest, or behavior? I guess it does. If you've taken a course with us before, the field name is have taken course with us. And then that's fine. This is a text field. That's how we had it in Gravity Forms. So let's add that. Taken a course with us. That is our field. So let's make sure one of my contacts has that field filled out. Haven't it taken a course with us? Yes, I have taken a course. So I should reload, and that should be good. So have you taken a course with us is yes. And so then I can go back, refresh my available tags. It should sync everything. And I've already created this field, but you go down here to add new field. You would select the new field key. You can see mine is up here, have taken course, and it's a text. So you would just say, have you taken a course with us? So it's mapped to this have you taken a course with us custom field that I just created. And then I entered my own custom user meta key. I chose have taken course. And so you can just simply add those here, and they will be user meta information in WordPress. Make sure they're checked and make sure they're created. Now that we have our user meta field created, have taken course, it'll sync the WordPress user metadata with information from ActiveCampaign, such as have you taken the course with us? I have an answer of yes here. So if I go into my test form, have you done the course with us before? Go to advanced, and then our default value is going to be, you can find it in our documentation, it's user : field name. So if I go here to default value, put in the brackets, user : the field name is have taken course. So then if I save that and preview my form, it says yes. It auto-populated the data from my CRM because it's synced with WordPress user metadata. So those are the 3 features I found the most interesting about WP Fusion integrating with Gravity Forms, but there is a multitude of other features available because Gravity Forms is such a cool and complex tool, especially when integrated with WP Fusion and your CRM. So let us know in the comments below if you have any questions about WP Fusion and Gravity Forms, or if you have any other comments or videos you want to see in the future, and I'll see you in the next video. If you want to see more content like this and further documentation on this tutorial, check out our website, wpfusion.com. You'll find all kinds of resources in addition to what we have on our YouTube channel, and we hope to see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.